So the other day I finally saw the Batman movie on HBO Max, and I must say I'm very glad I did not go and waste 3 hours at the fucking theater for this thing. This was 3 hours of absolute boredom. So what was good about it? I like the noir aspect of it. Definitely like the dark, gritty look. That's what Gotham's supposed to be like. You know, have that noir feeling. Be done mostly at night. And that's about it. This was supposed to be the detective Batman, which is very prevalent in some of the best Batman stories you've ever read, or that I've ever read, where he's actually being a detective. Okay, those were good stories. This is supposed to be him being a detective. He sucks at it. The only thing he does is solves is a couple of riddles from the Riddler, and that's basically it. He doesn't save any of the victims that the Riddler kills. Spoiler, he doesn't even catch the Riddler. The Riddler gives himself up in like a really bad version of Seven, which I don't know if that's what they were going for. This Catwoman is kind of a woke little thing, but honestly, those aren't that big of a deal. I really didn't care. It was just mostly the boringness of it. Gordon does nothing, literally, except pull a gun and I think say Jesus a bunch of times, and basically stopping everybody from arresting Batman. That's really it. Robert Pattinson is not a believable Batman, especially when you see him doing like some push-ups or something. He is so scrawny and so lanky. It's like you expect him to believe that he's in this costume and he's that strong to beat the shit out of that many people. Look, I understand Batman spent a lot of years learning how to train to be a fighter and a detective, but still, it's just very hard to believe. Also, there is no difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne in this version. Uh, the whole point of Bruce Wayne is this is the personification. This is the fake. This is the mask. Bruce Wayne is the mask. Bruce Wayne purposely is a playboy, purposely acts like he's out partying and drinking when he rarely ever drinks. In fact, he's mostly doing club soda. Throws his money around, does charity work, and keeps himself in the spotlight. Because he is so dynamically different from what Batman is, where Batman is mission, vengeance, taking down the bad guys, very serious, very focused. That's the real person. Batman is the real person, whereas Bruce Wayne is just the mask. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's wearing a mask. Because when he's Batman, that's who he really is. And the way they did this is they showed you no difference. He still acts like the same broody, moody person as Batman. So virtually has the same looks that Batman would have. He doesn't even act like Bruce Wayne. He's like, I don't care about the money. He treats Alfred like shit, literally. The plot is, very, very basic. You got some corrupt politicians. Riddler's exposing them. Batman's fighting crime, but apparently in 2 years, he has not done a very good job because apparently crime is still up and he doesn't feel he's making a difference. That's not how Batman would be. By year 2, Batman, they should be really hesitant to be near him. And then he really does nothing. He just goes around. There's no chemistry between him and Catwoman. She really served no purpose. The Penguin was about the only good character, and maybe Falcone. I thought those two were decent, but that's really about it. And then out of nowhere, for reasons not explained, the Riddler blows up the dams around Gotham City to flood it for no purpose. There's no reason. We're never given a reason why. There's no 3-hour-long movie, and there are so many gaps in it. And it's just like they don't like Batman. It's like everything about him at the very end is like, oh, if I'm vengeance, I'm not doing my job right. This isn't what Batman should be. So what? Batman should be more like Superman? No. That's not Batman. Batman is about fear. And installing fear in criminals to get them to maybe rethink what might be around that dark corner. Not this, kinder, gentler, whatever they're trying to do with it. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details about it because it's just, there's not a lot of details. It's a boring ass movie. It's boring. There's 3 hours of literally nothing going on. I've never been so bored with a Batman movie in my whole life. I honestly think this was worse than Batman and Robin for completely different reasons. This was just supposed to be, I guess, the detective, and it's just like, you know, the writers and directors really didn't know what the hell to do with Batman, didn't know what to do with Bruce Wayne, didn't know what to do with Gordon, the Riddler, virtually any of it. It's just, it was boring. It was pointless. The Riddler was pathetic, to say the least. And Batman, Robert Pattinson, just don't ever do another Batman movie. You are not right for the role. Alright, folks, that's my review of Batman, the Batman. 3 hours of boredom.